All right, and then we see a change into the tourism trust, where we seem to be targeting
Community tourism.
right. Just expand on that as just a little bit. How come we are seeing that change now?
Well, I think Secretary Hackett might be best to articulate the position of the tourism sector. But if we look at the Castara model, if you were to ask persons in the Castara community who is actually offering tourism or has tourism offerings, they will tell you that their numbers far surpass in the west, in the east, in many parts of Tobago. So that is why we are capitalizing on that. And not only that, we want persons in the community to develop to capitalize on opportunities under tourism and even develop, even in the entrepreneurs, the small businesses. If we concentrate on community tourism, the THA will have less of a burden of the offerings. So we really want the community to look at even the amenities. And Chief just spoke about some areas such as Speyside, Rockley Bay. We're asking even private contractors to come and look at these areas and build them out. So the focus now, even though the focus is on sustainable tourism, it doesn't mean that we are going to neglect the other strategies that we have used in the past. But we are going to focus on it so that other communities can benefit, just as the Castara model.
Before we take the next question, I want to say something else on that. It's also about balance. You know, Masha sing the song about balance? Balance. And I'll explain why. Some Caribbean territories only see 10 cents of every dollar spent, tourism dollar spent in their territory remaining in their territory. So while there is a reasonable argument that for the tourism sector to grow, there is need for larger, much more established, well-known brands, as in hotel brands and other tourism-related brands, to be present to help encourage and attract the airlift here. In order for there to be balance, it means that we have to support the tourism at the community level. Otherwise, what will happen is that we will only have big, large, fancy, yes, and the result of the spend there will mean far less circulation, yes, and distribution of wealth within the community. And so the focus in this budget to target community-based tourism is so that the THA can be a wonderful counterbalance to, one, we are attracting the large-scale investors to the island. So Marriott is supposed to come and be built out. We have some other areas that we will zone and see if we could attract much-needed brands to Tobago space. But as a counterbalance to that and to ensure that there is efficiency in terms of the wealth distribution, we are going to ensure that we don't neglect community-based tourism. And what does that look like? It's these simple things. For example, in Charlottesville, there used to be what we call the craft market, built since Hot Roy Charles' days. You know what we did since we came into office? We repaired it, we fixed it up, and we handed it over to the heritage group. And we're pushing them to go to the place where you could go there, dance cocoa, get dirt oven stuff throughout the year, not just at heritage time. That's what community tourism looks like. You go to Castara and people go there for the dirt oven baking, or they go there to go fishing, or people just going on the jet in Palliative, attracted by the stingrays, for example. How do we capitalize on those things? Because in capitalizing on those things, it's not a big man somewhere about, it's not a conglomerate, it's not a fancy foreign investor, where it's a local citizen, resident, living in the community who will benefit. And yes, it might appear small amounts, but it takes care of the traveler who is coming to Tobago with just 2,000 US to spend for the entire vacation, and will happily spend 500 US of that in a small place like Astara or maybe Plymouth. And so the counterbalance, I think, is absolutely needed, and that's why we place a focus on community tourism while at the same time pressing ahead with attracting investors of a larger size and scale to the island.